Hello, this is Corey.
Hi, Corey. This is April at the Nez Perce County Prosecutor's Office.
Hi, April.
Hi, how are you?
I'm better now, thank you.
So I understand that you left a voicemail message for the victim advocate in the office.
Yes, and I talked with Miss your counterpart last night. She said to say the same to you when you called me this morning. I was wondering now. Today marks the 2-month anniversary of me submitting this criminal complaint, and I don't feel like anything's moving on it. And I've talked with both Jeff Clone, Commander Clone, and I've talked with Jason Lyons about where's the cap sheet. Jason Lyons then called me back 9-10 days ago, last Sunday, and said that he'd need to talk with somebody else about the cap sheet. And then since then, he hasn't contacted anyone, as far as I know, in the prosecutor's department. I'm wondering, can we have some movement on it? I have now a submission to the Idaho Human Rights Commission that Troy Munsterman has made as evidence and statement that he did punch me. So we have it dead to rights, and I'm wondering why there isn't any movement.
Well, it's not as clear as you make it sound.
Okay.
The email that I received from Joyce last night was that you had talked to Officer Lyons, and Officer Lyons told you he would not be charging this case. Is that correct or not?
As far as I know, he wasn't going to be submitting a cap sheet because of the time between the incident. He said that it could be prosecuted either as a criminal or a civil. And I asked him for a felony case, and he said, yes, you'll have to talk with the prosecutor's office about it if they're going to pursue it as a criminal or a civil matter. And since then, it's been buried.
Okay. So what I'm not going to have an answer for you right now. It makes it difficult when you entered into a civil agreement with Troy Munsterman that you would not press charges if he paid your medical bills. That's a civil agreement. That makes it difficult to prosecute the case.
I didn't enter into agreement with Troy Munsterman. I entered into an agreement with Kevin Munsterman. That's the difference. I never entered into any kind of agreement with Troy Munsterman. Because that's why I didn't file the workman's comp claim. Otherwise, I would have filed the workman's comp claim. I would have had Travelland fill out the workman's comp claim. You're right. I didn't enter into a civil agreement, but I didn't enter into one with Troy Munsterman. I entered into one with Kevin Munsterman, and I have evidence of that. In fact, I've supplied evidence of that.
So when you do a civil agreement like that, then many times it's much better for you to pursue this civilly. It makes it difficult for us to pursue this criminally.
Why is that?
Because you have entered into a civil agreement. You've already agreed about how you are going to handle the case.
Right, and there was also
our involvement.
A breach of contract of that agreement.
That's civil. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You're talking about these civil concepts that don't have anything to do with me. And so your best bet is to file a civil case and sue them for failing to uphold their end of the agreement.
So in other words, you're not going to prosecute the criminal end of it. Because I've never entered into any kind of agreement with Troy Munsterman about that.
But you did enter into an agreement with
his brother.
Yes, and Travelland RV. Yes.
Okay. So as far as filing the extortion case and workplace harassment, which I've already done with the Idaho Human Rights Commission, where do I file this, as far as the extortion, the harassment, and eventually a racketeering charge? I'm guessing the racketeering charge I'd have to bring higher. Because I have evidence of more crimes. And nobody seems interested in hearing that either. You're the first person that I've talked to that's willing to listen to anything I say from the prosecutor's office.
So you can file your civil case in the
Nez Perce County.
Nez Perce County Courthouse. The courthouse is open now so you can go upstairs. The clerks can give you the correct paperwork for you to fill out. If you have information about a new crime, you can report it to law enforcement. I don't know what you mean by extortion or racketeering. I don't know what the basis of that is. But if it happened in Nez Perce County, these offenses, if they happen in Nez Perce County, then you would report them to the Lewiston Police Department.
Yep.
And then they would then investigate those separate crimes.
Okay. I understand. And I actually have attempted to with Officer Clone several times, or Commander Clone. Okay. But I'll try to address them with him again.
Okay. Well, you can. So my name is April, and
April Smith. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you can.
You're the victim advocate.
You can call me back. I'm the prosecutor.
Okay, you're the prosecutor.
So you can. Yes. So Joyce, who you talked to last night, is the victim advocate. I'm the prosecutor.
Got it.
So if you need to call me back, after you report the crimes to the Lewiston Police Department, if you need to call me back, you can call me back anytime, and we can go from there.
Actually, the evidence of the extortion is already within your possession, but sure.
It is. Okay.
Yep. Within that Google Drive link, if you were to look under the email called Resolve This, Mr. Sean Whitmore threatened to evict me during COVID over the unpaid, assumedly unpaid balance due on my trailer while I worked at Traveland RV, and they were contesting also the workplace hours that I had worked. So I filed a federal wage and hour claim, and I submitted that to Rebecca Burton. And that included a spreadsheet of all of my GPS data. And I have that location data that I pulled from Google Maps. And I created a virtual time card of all the time that I actually spent there, submitted that to the federal investigator. Now, Traveland on multiple cases have submitted false claims as far as my wage and hour pending with these other cases. And I plan to wrap this all together between the extortion for the trailer and the harassment and the unpaid wages, and then asking for criminal liability release for that title of that trailer. That becomes extortion. So
Is your trailer located in Lewiston?
No, it's located in Clarkston.
And that's where they were trying to evict you from, is Clarkston?
Correct, from my trailer. Yes, ma'am. And I filed an ownership in doubt claim with that over the trailer. Submitted that, and then when the lawyers contacted me and said, you could pay this unpaid balance of $3,000, and really the basis of that loan was on a loan for getting my teeth extracted after the assault. And again, it wasn't ever meant to be a loan against the trailer. They then harassed me and saying that you're going to have to move out by April 20th. At the same time, they did that to another employee, Eric Capel. They evicted his father, who is disabled, out of the spot right next to me in Clarkston. It would be at 1669 13th Street, space 15. They evicted Eric over that same deal that they had with me, where he was working overtime for the trailer. Miss Megan McCreary, I have evidence of her embezzlement and tax evasion, and I've submitted whistleblower complaints both for that and I'm sorry, I've got Asperger's and I've got a whole lot of anxiety right now. This is the first time I've gotten anybody to listen to me. There's more going on here. They have unpaid state and sales taxes for their ARE canopies. I could spit each all day, but Nobody wants to listen to me, and I've tried to address this with Officer Lyons and Officer Clone, and nobody wants
Right.
to listen.
Sure. Have you, since they attempted to evict you from Clarkston, have you reported that to the Clarkston Police Department?
Yes, I have. And I tried to
Okay.
file a harassment order, but it was denied by the judge. So that's what
It was.
prompted me
Okay.
to file the ownership in doubt claim.
Okay. Okay.
So I could go on record saying that, hey, I live here. This is my title to my trailer. I have worked for it. I have earned it through my GPS hours, and my spreadsheet will prove that. And you could pull my location data and do the same thing, extrapolate where I was and when I was and how long I was there. And one could safely assume if I'm longer there than 15 minutes, I'm doing some sort of a work. And right now I'm having to write out everything for this Human Rights Commission case that I'm pulling against them because I believe that they both hired me and fired me because I have Asperger's, as well as finding evidence of their tax evasion and embezzlement. Miss Megan McCreary also drove the company car for 7 months and put thousands of miles on it as her personal car. But there's nothing that I can personally do about that until investigators come in and look at it, and nobody's looked at it. So, lose my mind.
Right. That must be awful.
2 months. I suffered harassment from them for 3 weeks, and then it's been 2 months since I originally filed my claim. I'm desperate, April. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Well, based on what you have told me so far, it sounds to me like you have done everything that you are supposed to do. You have done everything that you can do in this situation. You've reported it to all the correct people.
Yeah. I'm doing what I can.
You have.
I
done
have a
everything
whole
you can
body of
do.
evidence. If you look into my Google Drive under Corey at mymobiletechguy.com, you'll see this huge body of evidence that I've compiled, and I'm just waiting for somebody to look at it, and I want to start with you.
Okay. Well, like I said, you can call me back if you need to, and
Ready to
I
take your number.
will. Okay, 208.
Yep.
799.
3073.
Yes. Yep. Same number.
Yes,
And you
ma'am.
just ask for April Smith.
Will do. I appreciate your time, April.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.